Hello, my name's Sally Patterlong and I'm the Academic Liaison Librarian for Career Guidance. What this means is that I am your named point of contact in the library and I'm here to help you find the best information for your assignments. So please feel free to get in touch if I can help you at all. This short film is going to look at finding journal articles on specific topics using Locate and also Google Scholar. As time allows, I'll record other videos about aspects of using the library services. So if there's something that you don't understand, or if you're having a problem accessing something, let me know, because it might be that others are experiencing something similar, so I could record an answer to the problem. I'm going to focus on using the library's subject resources, which are the databases that we search for journal articles. But before I do that, I just want to say a bit about things that we should think about when searching for information and techniques that we can use in the databases. So before you start searching, it might seem obvious, but you need to think about your topic and identify your keywords. When it comes to actually doing an independent research project or a dissertation, then you need to actually narrow your topic down to focus in on a key element of something that interests you. Because if you search too broadly, you might find too much information and you might find that somebody else has already done the work before you. So think about your topic and then think about the main words that best describe what your topic is. And those will be the keywords and will form the basis of your search strategy. Then we have to think about synonyms for those words, alternative spellings, and tricks that we use in searching, like phrase searching and truncation. Synonyms are words or phrases that have the same or similar meaning in the same language. So career or vocational, in America, they tend to refer to vocational guidance. And the reason we have to think about those is that just because you refer to something in a particular way doesn't mean that everybody else is going to use the same terminology. So we have to think around a subject and think how else it might be described. We also need to think about alternative spellings, which usually refers to English or American English. Now, the databases can cope with the S or Z change, but when it comes to something like does a word have a U in it or not, like behaviour, it's probably safest to look for both variations of the way that the word is spelt. Again, you might miss information if you don't. And those acronyms or abbreviations. Every profession has its jargon. And unfortunately, sometimes those acronyms or abbreviations do mean different things to different people. So CPD might mean to most people continuing professional development, but if you're a statistician, it might mean cumulative probability distribution. So the safest way is to spell it out. If you get something like this, like CBT for cognitive behavioural therapy, write the term out in full, because people like me, librarians, indexers, cataloguers, have to write the term out in full somewhere in the record that's created when articles are indexed. So you will get much more focused information if you spell it out. CBT, for example, some of our databases cover a great many subject areas, and if you Google CBT, what you get first is compulsory basic training for motorcycle riders, and some of our databases will give you information on that as well, which can be confusing. One of the tricks that we use in searching is a thing called phrase searching. And this is when you put two or more words into double quotation marks, and it has to be double. And this is an instruction to a database and indeed to Google to search for those words together in that order as a phrase. Now, this sometimes helps and sometimes it doesn't. Searching for information is all a process of experimentation. You've got to try things out and work out what is bringing you back the most appropriate set of results. Another trick, which again might help you or might not, is a thing called truncation. And when we truncate something, we cut it short. And truncation for a database is taking the stem or root of a word, finishing it with a symbol, which is usually an asterisk, and that's an instruction to the database to look for all the variant endings of the word. So interview with a star will find interview, interviewed, interviewing, and interviews. Then, having thought about all of these things, we put them together using Boolean operators, which are the words and, or, and not. And they identify the relationships between words. So the AND operator is an instruction to the database that whatever results it brings back for you must contain both or all of the terms that you're searching for. So in this example, we're looking for articles that mention puppies and kittens. And this focuses your search and brings back a relatively small set of results. The OR operator is the one that we would actually use with those synonyms, so career or vocational. And that's saying to the database, I want either this or that. I don't care if they're together, just give me every instance of these words. So you're broadening your search out and you get a big set of results. The NOT operator will take things away. So in this instance, we're only interested in puppies, we don't want kittens, so we take away the word kitten from any of the articles to just leave references to puppies. It's not one that we use very often, but if you find that something is kind of cluttering up your results, then you can think about using it. And the way a Boolean search strategy is written is that the OR searches go in brackets, just like an equation in maths, and they are then linked with ANDs. So the bits in brackets are worked out first, and the results of those sets are put together using the operator AND. Then, if you're using the NOT operator, that's applied at the very end to take anything away from the final set of results that you might not actually want. So now, having thought about my search terms, I'm going to have a look at locate to find these subject databases that I want to search. And I'm going to start off from the subject guides link, because I think that's easiest. So if I click on that and go into the drop-down menu, I'm going to choose the guide for careers guidance and click go. And this will give me a page that I actually maintain. If you want to know about journal articles and what they are and what the peer review process is, because academics will talk about things like that quite a lot, then I have this tab here which explains what journal articles are, and there's a video from YouTube that's only 3 minutes long and tells you what the peer review process is. On the front page of the guide, I will put any news that happens. I've got links to what I consider to be the top 5 databases for use for information about career guidance. And I'll also have things like recent additions to the library. So as and when I think about it, I'll put some links into new books that we've acquired recently in the library that might be of interest to you. But just at the moment, what I'm really interested in are these subject resources. And these are links to databases that I think will be appropriate for use in career guidance. And if you run your mouse over them, they will give you a short description of what each one covers. And they do differ in type. So for the most part, they are collections, large collections of journals delivered electronically that you can cross-search for articles on specific topics. Some of them are very specific though, so eBook Central is actually an electronic book platform that you can use to search for textbooks on a particular topic. Lexis Library gives access to British newspapers, all daily newspapers, and things like Helix Media Library is a collection of videos. So explore these and find out what you can actually do with them. The one I'm going to start off with is Academic Search Complete, which is a multidisciplinary database, so it covers a lot of topics, and it happens to be one of the best, I think, for career guidance. And we buy this from a service called EBSCOhost. And we buy several of our databases from EBSCO, so I could, if I wished, search several of them at the same time. And to do that, I would go to this Choose Databases link and then choose the ones that I want. Now, if you go to the detailed view, that will actually tell you what each database covers. So I am going to choose Business Source Complete, which, as the name suggests, is a business database, and Psych Articles and Psych Info, which both come from the American Psychological Association and are psychology databases, because the topic I'm going to look for is career guidance interviews from the point of view of conducting those interviews as a professional, looking at the efficacy of them and the models that might be used. So I click on Continue and click Show All there. It shows you that I'm now going to be simultaneously cross-searching 4 different databases. Searching for information really is a process of experimentation, finding out which words bring back the best results. So, although my search or my topic may sound relatively simple, so I'm looking at career guidance interviews, it can actually be quite tricky because you have to remember that we're looking for combinations of words. And the words career, interview and model are used in many ways to mean many different things. So I'm going to start off by having a look for career in the first box, linking that with the Boolean operator and to guidance. Then I've got another Boolean operator and here, and put in interview. And I'm going to truncate interview to look for interviews and interviewing. And I'm going to do an initial search, just gauging what sort of material I'm getting back. So if I click on search, this tells me that I've found 3,884 references to articles which have the words career, guidance and interview in them. And you can see as we go on, the words that I'm looking for are highlighted. Now, I'm going to have to actually refine this and get the number down to a smaller set. So first of all, I'm going to look at limiting it to scholarly peer-reviewed journals. So that is the material which has been through a process of validation by academics, and that gets rid of several results. Then I need to look at the date range, and some of these are coming from as far back as 1934. So I'm going to bring that up to date, and I think I might actually just go for the last 5 years. So I'll put 2013 in there and bring that up to date. Now I've still got 822, which is quite a lot. But at this point, what I'm going to do is go to the page options link and select detailed, and that will put the abstract or summary of what the article is about into the reference list, the results list on the front page. So I can have a look and see if I think that some of these are appropriate. And some of them I think are, and some of them aren't. So another filter that I could apply is a language filter and say that I only want articles that are actually written in English. And the other thing I might think about doing is restricting them to articles written about the UK. This is actually quite a difficult thing to do in itself. And the best way that I've found is to add another search box in and then have a look at searching UK or, and as I start typing, I'll get offered the option of UK or United Kingdom or Britain or England or Wales or Scotland or Northern Ireland. And I can accept that and rerun my search, including those search terms. And that's brought it down to 192, which is a bit more manageable. So going through them, it looks to me as if this one is potentially of use, but what I really need to do is read through the abstracts and make a decision based on those. And then what I'm hoping to see is the PDF of the full text of the article attached. But where the article is indexed but isn't actually present in full text, what you'll get is one of these check for availability links. So if I click on that, then it will try to find me the full text of an article in any other database to which we subscribe. And in this instance, it tells me that it's present in a database called ScienceDirect. So if I click on that, I should get taken out of the EBSCO environment and land on a page where I can download the full text of this particular article. Now I've decided that I wasn't particularly happy with the set of results that I got, so I'm going to search again and change the way that I'm searching. And this time I'm going to search for career guidance as a phrase. I'm putting it in double quotation marks. Then I've got interview, and again I'm truncating it, and I'm adding in the term model because I know that you're looking at the Coventry model for interviewing. So we'll click on that, and this has brought me back 112 records. It's a much smaller number because I've got the term career guidance as a phrase rather than searching for the individual words. Again, I'm going to go for scholarly peer-reviewed journals, and this time I think I might open it up a bit more and go for the last 10 years rather than the last 5. So I've got 85 results, and this is one that I saw before, which I thought looked interesting. I'm just going to pop the abstract back into the results list. So although the second one isn't appropriate, I think number 3 is, and I certainly think that number 4 would be. It's examining practitioners' use of a narrative model for one-to-one career guidance interviews. So this could well be appropriate. And it actually says in the abstract, we report in this article on the second phase of an in-depth project. So it would be interesting to find what the first phase covered, because that might be an article that's going to be of use to me as well. Unfortunately, here we have the full text of the article. And I need to go back up to the top to check the reference for this. So it's written by Hazel Reid and Lyndon West. So it's safe to assume, I think, that they would be the authors of the first article. And yeah, the experiences of clients in diverse contexts was the subject of the first article, Reid and West. So I need to go now down to the reference list of this particular article and find where they have written a reference for Reid and West. And it's here, Telling Tales, Using Narrative in Career Guidance, and it's in the Journal of Vocational Behaviour. So now I need to go to the Journal of Vocational Behaviour to find the first bit of the study. There are 3 ways that I could find the text of the first article. I can either search for the journal itself in Locate, or I could paste the title of the article into a Locate journal article search, or I could search for it using Google Scholar. So to find the journal, I type the title of the journal into Locate and click on Search. And I get 2 results, and it's the first one in the list that's relevant to me. So click on Online Access and follow the link through for Science Direct, and we'll get a page for the journal itself. Now we're looking for an article that was published in 2011. So I need to find all issues, which takes me to a page for all the different volumes. And it's 2011 was volume 78. So scroll down, and there I've got volumes 78 to 79. And the article was published on page 174. So it's going to be in issue number 2. I click on the link for that, then scroll down, and I'm looking for Reid and West, and here we are. I'm using narrative in career guidance. Now it's telling me to purchase the PDF, and that's because I'm recording this from off campus. And although I've actually logged into something already, it's going to ask me to sign in to see this again. So I'm going to sign in via my institution using Open Athens. And this should now just transfer me through and allow me to get access to the PDF. Yes, I'm now being allowed to actually download it. The second way I could look for the full text of the article is to put the article title into Locate and search for it in the Journal Articles tab. And there you see it comes up first in the list. I've got full text available, so this should take me back through into Science Direct, and there we have the download link again for the PDF of the journal, and this time I've gone in on a page which shows me the HTML version of the full text as well. The final way I might use to find the text of the article is by using Google Scholar. And again, I'm putting the title of the article into Scholar. And this brings me up a reference for the article that I'm looking for. Now, there does appear to be a PDF of the article pasted somewhere else, but I can actually join Scholar up to Locate and get the article through the library systems. So if I go to the menu bars and select Settings, then go to Library Links and search for Coventry University, then I should be offered 2 tick boxes. And the first one is the one I want, Coventry University located. The next one is for the University Hospital, which won't be any use to you. So tick that box, click on Save, and now when we go back to our search, you can see I've got a located link there, which will once again take me back through into the library systems and give me the link for the full text in Science Direct. Joining Scholar to the library systems does allow you to use Scholar in order to search for peer-reviewed journal articles, because when you get a link back to locate, you know that you are heading for material on which you can rely and which has been peer-reviewed. If you're not certain what I mean when I'm referring to peer review, then go back to the LibGuide for career guidance and click on the tab for journal articles, and that will give you, there's a nice little film that tells you all about the peer review process and talks a bit about what journal articles are and how to get hold of them if we don't actually have them in the library stock. Remember, please feel free to get in touch with me at any time if I can be of any assistance when you're trying to find information.